Hello everyone, let's start with today's topic. Today's topic is fraction, its type and definitions along with the examples. So what a fraction is? A fraction is basically written over here a part of a whole. It is written in the form of numerator divided by the denominator. So if this is a whole thing and I am dividing this into 5 equal parts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the fraction for this shaded area we have to write. So this will be equals to total number of whole parts which are all equal. The parts should be equal and the parts we are considering here are 2 which are shaded. So the fraction for this figure is what? 2 by 5. Let's take another example of a pizza. Say somebody has cut this pizza into 8 equal parts. So these are 8 equal, word is very important, 8 equal parts. So if I have to find the ratio for the one slice, for this slice, the ratio here for this figure will be 1 by 8. And if I am taking say 3 slices, the ratio will be 3 out of these 8 equal parts. So what a fraction is? A fraction, in the denominator we take the total number of equal parts of whole, and in the numerator we are taking what? For the fractions, the total number of considered parts. So in the denominator we always take total number of equal parts of a whole, and in numerator total number of considered parts. So this always gives us what? Fraction. So next is the first type, proper fraction. What a proper fraction is? Written on the second number under the title, a fraction in which numerator is always less than its denominator is known as a proper fraction. For example, 1 by 6, 2 by 3, 7 by 10, etc. Here in these three examples, you can see that numerator, which is 1, 2 and 7, is less than what? Its denominator, 6, 3 and 10. 1 is less than 6, 2 is less than 3, 7 is less than 10. So these were the examples for a proper fraction. Proper fraction always lies to the left of 1 on the number line. So if this is 0, this is 1, every proper fraction will lie in this area. So if I am dividing 0 to 1 in 2 equal parts, so this is the first part, this is the second part, and I have to show 1 by 2 on the number line. How will I? So these are two parts, and I am taking only the first part out of the total parts, total number of equal parts, the parts we are considering. So 1 by 2 will be here. Let's take another example, 0 to 1. See, if I am dividing this into 4 equal parts, 1, 2 and 3. These are 4 equal parts. So if I have to show the first part, if I am taking a single part out of these 4 parts, how will I write? I will write it as, for this part, I will write it as, out of 4, I am taking the first part. For these 2 parts, I will write it as, out of 4, I am taking 2 parts, which is ultimately what? 1 by 2. If this is a line, these are 2 equal parts. For this, I am taking out of 4, I am taking the first 3 parts. So this is 3 by 4. And for the last part, if I take all the 4 parts, it will be written as 4 by 4, which is 1. If I am taking no part, it will be written as 0 by 4. 0 by any number is always 0. So this is the way we can show the proper fractions on the number line. Here in proper fraction, numerator is always less than the denominator. Next is the improper fraction. So written over here again, improper fractions are the fractions where numerator is greater than the denominator. So examples, let's take examples of it. Say 3 by 2, 12 by 7, 13 by 8, etc. Here in all the examples, numerator is what? Greater than the denominator. So these were the improper fractions. These improper fractions gives us the mixed fractions. Or we can say the other way to write the improper fractions is what? Mixed fraction. What a mixed fraction is? Now, a mixed fraction is basically a whole, a combination of whole and a part. Let's take this example 12 by 17. We can divide, we will take this 12 inside, 7 as a divisor, 7 1 is 7, left with 5. So here this quotient is the whole, this is whole, and 5 by 7 is a part, and the fraction, original fraction improper was 12 by 17. This can be written as this, and this one 5 by 7 is the short form of this. 1 plus 5 by 7 can be written in the form of mixed fraction, which is 1 5 by 7. So a mixed fraction is a way to write an improper fraction as quotient, remainder divided by divisor. So this is a whole, this is a part. So it's a mixed fraction is what? Is a combination of whole and a part. So next is equivalent fractions. Next are equivalent fractions. So when we have a fraction, when we have a fraction, say 12 by 15. So equivalent fraction is a fraction. Let's take a general example, a by b. If we have this fraction, we can find out another fraction by multiplying the numerator and the denominator with the same number. So this is equivalent to this. And if there is any common factor, we can divide both the numerator and the denominator with that common factor, and this is also equivalent to the original fraction, and these three are equivalent to each other. So let's take this example 12 by 15. Question is, we have to find the equivalent fractions of this 12 by 15. So first fraction, we can see here the common factor of 12 and 15 is 3. So we will divide these numerator and the denominator with 3. 3 4s are 12, 3 5s are 15. This is the first equivalent fraction. Second, we can find out by multiplying it with any number, but the number should be same for the denominator and numerator. This was the definition. So 12 2s are 24, 30. This is the second equivalent fraction. Third you can find by multiplying it with 3. So calculate this. So this was the definition for the equivalent fractions. Where a fraction is given, we can find the equivalent fraction by multiplying it with the same number in denominator and in the numerator, or by cancelling out the common factor in the numerator as well as in the denominator.